Welcome everyone to Coast, a very special episode. I've got a young Claremont boy in here who's had a bit of a torrid run with injuries over the last few years, but in fact this Friday, Anzac Day, probably the same time you're watching this, he's set to make his return to football, going to be lining up in the Waffle Eagles side for the first time since 307 days ago, a monumental occasion, and we thought we'd get the big rig in here for a bit of a chat about it all. Callum Jamieson, thanks for joining us. How are you travelling?
Thanks, mate. It's a bit of a stitch up from you. You didn't even tell me I was coming on the potty. You just said, come upstairs, we'll have a little chat. Here I am on the potty. So, yeah, thanks for having me, mate.
Well, you present well and you're a good-looking fella, so you didn't need much sprucing up. But what are the emotions like? Surely there's a fair bit of excitement coursing through the veins at the moment. We're 24 hours out from a final return to footy. How are you approaching it all?
Mate, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get out of the rehab group. I've been really missing playing footy. I've been missing running out with the boys. I'm so excited to get out there, hopefully dust off a few cobwebs, get a kick. But more importantly, hopefully we can get the win, to be honest.
I haven't gone prematurely, have I? Did you make it through the final session, the tick-off that you had today, or is this one of the biggest anticlimaxes in both our careers?
Well, mate, I made it through. I didn't do much today, but Minnie announced it Tuesday. He said, we had a session Tuesday, and he said to the boys, Jamo's going to play this week. Like, he's back to go, good to go. And I was like, Minnie, mate, like, premature. Like, I haven't even got through this session. Like, let me go. But no, it was good. I'm ready to go.
So, it's been a combination of groin, hips, hammies, and then surgeries on ankles and knees. It's been a horrendous ride in the last few years. Take us back to when it first started toppling over as far as the body's concerned.
Yeah, I've had a rough couple of years with injuries. It started off with the groins, as you were saying.
What year was that, for context?
Mate, I had it a bit in 2022, the back end of 2022, and then I missed a fair bit of 2023 with it.
Is this early onset OP or not quite?
A little bit, yeah, little bits of that. A few other things around there. I went to Aspetar in Doha with a few of the boys. Came back from that real good. It fixed me up, and then last year I played the first 4 AFL games, and then I did my hammy tendon against Sydney. I reckon I did it a bit earlier, but I didn't know that I'd done it, and it wasn't too bad. I could play with it. And then we got a scan after that Sydney game, that gather round game, and I was ruled out for 8 weeks. So
what was the tendon barely hanging on in the scan?
It was a weird tear. It was, mate, I'm not the right bloke to ask, but it was a weird tear. I know that, and it kept me out for 8 weeks. So it was somewhat solid. And so I missed 8 weeks there, and then I came back for a few waffle games, and then I did my patella tendon, which is in your knee. So that ruled me out for the rest of the year. And then, mate, I've had 3 surgeries in the last nine or so months. And then here we are. We're ready to go this weekend.
So the physical battle has no doubt been a massive challenge for you, but the mental side of things is just another facet to it all. How have you gone? The pain tolerance, and then the mental battle of building and then down, and then building and being there, and then down again.
Hey, the rehab room's a tough place for sure, especially when you're in there for an extended period of time. You're right, you've got the physical battles that you go through with doing the injury, the surgeries, rehabbing the injuries, the big sessions out on Oval 2 by yourself in the desert. But you're right. The mental challenges is what gets you. The pain tolerance, which you spoke about, finding the line between trying to come back as quick as possible, but also finding the line, and you're pushing through pain, but not tipping it over the edge where it's going to set you back. And then setbacks you've got to deal with, and then...
So you just touched on it quickly there. I'll stop you. So you've got to then juggle with yourself and the medical team about what pain is natural, that you should be feeling some pain, and then at what point is my tolerance great, or should we not be ignoring this amount of pain in the body? It's such a tough balance, surely.
It's tough. The medicos are so good with that, and they're really educated on that. But it's more like you're reporting to them on how you're feeling. So obviously after surgeries, you've got amount of pain, but it's working out what's tolerable and what's okay pain. And you're trying to get back as quick as possible. That's what we all want to do. We're here to play footy. So it's balancing, okay, that pain's okay and we're going to get back, or it's, all right, mate, you might have a little setback, or it's working out that, and it's challenging to do. I'm my 6th year in, I've had a few injuries and I'm still trying to work out that. But yeah, it's frustrating, and the mental battles are tough, especially towards the back end of rehab where you've been spending a lot of time in the gym, you're feeling good, your body's ready to go, your mind's good, you feel strong, you're doing big sessions out on Oval 2, but it might be a little tendon or a little bit of a bone or a little muscle that's just holding you back and you're still 3 or 4 weeks off, but you feel good to go. That's frustrating.
Fan MVP is back for 2025. Will anyone dethrone the big loosh, Jake Waterman, after he took out the crown last year? Pick your best on ground from the weekend's game by visiting win.wce.com.au, with one voter being picked out as the lucky winner and $100 voucher coming their way. Plus, there's the grand prize winner who's going to collect 2 tickets to the John Worsfold Medal and a chance to present this year's Fan MVP Award on the night. Awesome, so get voting. So what kind of role have you played with your extensive stint in rehab of sort of continuing to sponge up the information that you've got to absorb after taking a new role in the last few years? So predominantly ruck in your drafting year, get drafted to the club, they want to bring you on as a ruckman and developing in that space, and then the shift to key defender.
Yeah.
But at that space, you really just want reps, right? So if you can't get the reps being out there and playing the games, you got to be almost student A, sitting there in meetings and sort of learning and absorbing as much as you can. So is that kind of the role that you've had to play now over the last few years of still taking in all the information about how we're trying to defend and tips and tricks of being a key defender?
Yeah, you're spot on. It's somewhat a new role for me, but it's also a new game plan. We've had Minnie come in. There's a lot of new things around the club. Our style of gameplay is different, so I can't train it and implement it on the field, but spending a lot of time in the classroom, behind the computer, working with the boys, reviewing games, watching vision, that's where you can pick up things and still keep the mind ticking over when the body can't. And so hopefully when you come back like tomorrow or today, whenever the pod gets dropped, you're not far off and you're ready to pick off where you're somewhat left off.
Miss the ruck at all?
A little bit. Ask me once I'm playing back tomorrow, once I've got through the game. But yeah, not really.
Did I see that? Because you were drafted in Luke Jackson's year, right? So when you made the WA team, did he just give you no time in the ruck? It's like, I'm the ruckman and you can go play elsewhere, or were you splitting time evenly? How was that working back in the day?
Nah, he was the big dog. He took all the ruck minutes. I was down forward. But it was good. There was a good midfield, that WA team. We had Chuddy Warner in there, Luke Jackson. There was some pretty talented players in there, so it was coming in pretty well. So I wasn't complaining being up forward.
Speaking of coming in pretty well, like I always do reflect on your debut game, Jamo. That's one of the most outrageous games to debut, as many others did in that time, where we were plucking blokes out of the waffle from obscurity to come fill a team that we didn't have enough numbers. You had people coming out of AFL retirement to come play a game, and you're playing your first as key defence, and we almost beat North Melbourne.
Mate.
Reflecting on that game, what do you remember?
Mate, that was wild. And as we're talking on the injury subject, I had no preseason. I didn't play any match sim before that game. So it was like you go through your rehab. Usually you do a quarter of match sim, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. You build up through training. I had my groin soreness, so I missed, or might have been a knee, but I missed the fair bit of the preseason. In fact, most of it. And it was like I wasn't ready to play, nowhere near.
They said just go look after Nick Larkey for a while.
Yeah, and then everyone fell over, COVID hit, and it was like, who can we grab? And I was well underdone. I was second or third year, and I came out and had to play on Nick Larkey, and
that's crazy to think about.
It's a story.
We've got so Friday at what is it now, Revo Stadium, playing against Claremont.
Yeah,
Anzac Day game should be an absolute belter. You're going to the dawn service at North Beach, which warms my heart as a fellow North Beach man.
Yeah,
you go every year.
I go every year. I'll hopefully see you down there, mate. It's getting busier and busier every year. Good luck getting a car spot.
No, so you've warned me, so that scares me a bit. So got the game later on in the day. Have you learnt all the Waffle dudes' names yet? Or the Waffle Eagles? Or are you going to have a little cheat sheet on the back of your hand of who these new teammates are of yours? Yeah,
it's a funny setup, the Waffle team. But I've been going down to most Waffle games this year and trying to pick up the boys' names. And mate, we haven't had a win this year, but hopefully tomorrow today we can get the win.
You got a minutes restriction of how many you're going to do?
I'm not quite too sure yet. I think I'll be on minutes, but it might be is still a solid amount.
And you're a key versatile player in this league. Are we just going to see you strictly back for this game, do you think? Or are we going to throw you around when we need you?
I think I'll be back, and hopefully I stay back because I'll be bloody blowing. I'll be blowing. You might see me first quarter, hands on my knees blowing, but mate, I'm so keen to get out there.
Yeah, no, we're all so wrapped for you, Jamo. Can't wait to see it. Everyone tune in online, check him out on the 7 online account. I think you can go watch the game. Jamo, good luck. Can't wait to get a debrief of the game and seeing you back out there for a strong conclusion of the 2025 season for yourself.
Perfect. Thanks, Thumper. Thanks for having me.